Right, so this is the next podcast. Obviously the band released Unbroken yesterday. New album coming out soon. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've gone here. I've gone. Oh my god.
Oh. Anyway.
We'll try that again.
Oh.
So yeah. Woo.
I love this. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god. My was.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm not sure we'll get through this, you know.
It's just going to be 10 minutes of us laughing here. Oh my god. Right.
I can't look at you.
She just did the podcast like facing this way. Just turn that way.
Turn the main lights on.
Get a candle like the Richie album.
Yeah.
Be the best podcast ever.
That's it. Oh, mate.
Right.
Can you edit this out? Yeah. Or
Yeah.
shit? Yeah, go ahead.
I might just keep that in. People are here, the fuck's
Just like, what the
what's
fuck's
happening?
going on here? These fucking idiots.
Right, so yeah, so the song came out yesterday. A new album is meant to be getting released early spring, so oh my god.
Oh. Come on. Focus.
So what do you think of Unbroken? That's all I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think one of us should dress up like John.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Fucking hell. I'm actually crying here.
Oh, mate. Hang on. Come on, we can do this. Go ahead. Let's
Yeah, so what do you think of Unbroken? Obviously it got released yesterday. It's the first time we've heard it, apart from a 15-second snippet, so you've got here. You're actually gone.
Can't do it. Oh.
I'm keeping this in. I think this will be even better. People are just going to go like this.
Just do it.
Bonkers this.
Wow. Right. Okay. To the song. It's okay. That's it.
It's the job.
Oh.
No, to be honest, that's probably the impression I've got. Like this, the same reaction. It's okay. My mate asked me, and I was like, I think that the word I used was average because it doesn't have that extra step onto it. We've spoke obviously over WhatsApp and that. What do you think's missing from the song?
It's the vocals, isn't it? I mean, just. Come on. No, it is the vocals. I think it's the songs are. It's okay, and I think that's the problem. It's okay, and if you're saying like a potential like lead single, it's just okay.
Yeah,
there's a problem. You know what I mean? Vocally, it's just it feels like a demo. It feels like it's been done quickly, and okay, now we know what the song sounds like. Let's go in the studio and put the proper vocal down, and it just feels a little bit. There's no power. There's no delivery which I associate with John. There's no. He's singing like the lyrics are okay. The music's decent enough. I love the intro. The outro's nice.
Yeah.
There's a little breakdown which is good. But then when you're listening to the actual lyrics that he's singing, and you want to be more like emotionally connected to them, and I'm not. It's the delivery side of things is poor.
I read yesterday that the way someone thinks about the lyrics is it's as if they've said to him, like, we want a song about this, this and that, and he's literally put them into. I like the lyrics. I'm not like criticising the lyrics, but the whole, you know, like 22 people died of suicide today. You can imagine that's being put on a paper. You know, like this is the message. I think my mate said that the lyrics seem forced, and that he doesn't really like them. Now, I don't think forced lyrics make for bad lyrics, personally. I think forced lyrics, he's just trying a bit too hard, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the lyrics are bad, if that makes sense. I actually think the lyrics are good. As I said, there's a couple of cringe ones in there, but most Bon Jovi songs I find after.
Yeah, definitely.
But as a whole, I think it's okay, as you said. Do you want an album of Unbrokens?
No, mate. I mean, that's my worry. That is this now the studio delivery John's gonna give? Is excuse me, is his level deteriorated that poor?
Yeah.
That this is the best we can hope for?
Do you think the vocal delivery is because he can't sing like he can anymore, or do you think, how am I going to try and word it? Do you think he's done that on purpose, or do you think that's all that Shanks can work with without making a "I'm with you" type robot, or "I will drive you home" like robot?
I see. Part of me thought as he sung the song like this with the emphasis on he can sing it live, and he can sort of replicate how it sounds in studio. So you probably could sing it live the way it sounds, because there's no high notes, there's no sort of like raspiness to the voice. It's pretty much, it's almost spoken at times. So I think he could deliver it live the way it sounds on studio. So has that been like part of the mindset? But for what reason? Because is he going to get any airplay? Is he going to go on TV shows for doing it? I don't know. I mean, I thought This House Is Not For Sale had elements where some songs were vocally pretty, like, really good, like for the time frame, and some were like a little bit hit and miss. So whether like the next song we might hear might be the usual John style, or I don't know. I'm hoping to God it's not that's his level, because if that's his level, we're fucked.
Yeah, and as we've kind of said in the past, that sometimes he doesn't even need to hit a high note or but it's actually it's not so much that his tone's low. It's how he sounds. He sounds quite whiny. It almost sounds like he's speaking the words rather than actually singing them. And I don't know whether I could, certainly for someone like Bon Jovi, I don't think I could listen to. If this was the first single of a new band, you'd kind of go, okay, that's what he sounds like. That isn't how John sounds. And I was saying to you earlier on that I played the video for my girlfriend before, and she hadn't even heard the song. And first 30 seconds in, she was like, why is he singing like that? If someone who's not a diehard is noticing that he sounds weird, so that's the way she described him. She was like, he sounds like weird. Then I think it's going to be hard for him to pull something off now if that's how he sounded, to get anyone in, to draw anyone in with vocals like that, because he won't. They're not good vocals. Then that's the thing.
So that's it. I mean, what percentage would you say was the draw of Bon Jovi was John's voice? Would it be, I mean, like, obviously the catchiness of the songs and like the sing along factor, but it was his vocal delivery, was that like a huge percentage? I think it was probably even 50% maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was such a big wow thing, because you'd know when John was on the radio, it was his song, the band song I should say, and this now sounds like it doesn't sound like the same guy. Not that we should expect it, he's almost 60, I get that, but even going back to the last studio release, it doesn't sound anything like it.
Even going back to Walls, or when we were
exactly.
Like, what was that, 18 months ago, 2 years ago? Totally, like, When We Were Us, I think, is actually a really hard song to sing. Obviously, I mean, live he didn't pull it off like he did it alright, but like, it's like it was like years and years ago, like the difference. And this song hasn't made me excited for the album.
No.
But it hasn't made me less excited for it, if that makes any sense. It hasn't made me go, I can't wait for it now. But I don't dread. I'm just hoping that it isn't like that. What do you think of the video?
The video's okay. I thought the video was alright. Compared to, I mean, the Knockout video was just absolutely bollocks. It was so poor. This video's pretty good. I mean, okay. I mean, people will say, why is it just John? There's no band. There's no. It looks like a solo song, and I mean, it depends where they're going with it. If it's the first official release of a Bon Jovi album, I would question why there's no band in it. If it's just to make some money for a good charity, a good cause, I'm not bothered. It's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I remember Make a Memory came out, and there was uproar that it was 3.5 minutes of just John, and then
right at the end,
2 seconds was like Richie and like David and that. This literally has no one. And if, as you said, if this is the first single, where Phil X said on Twitter today that it's not, but like Phil X sometimes doesn't even know what day it is by the sounds of it. I'd be very surprised if, you know, considering how much I'd say for the past 3 years John's gone with a band and you know, everything's done in the studio together again and stuff like that. It's like the old days and whatever.
So I'm sort of wondering if it falls flat on its face and it doesn't get any traction and no one like buys it, if it's a big flop, will it just not make the album?
No.
Whereas if it was to be like a moderate hit, and it, you know, it got some airplay, it got like, you know, exposure, then he definitely would put it on an album, because it's like a selling point, isn't it, really? What do you think of a new tour?
Too soon?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, not just for the saturation in terms of the market, just vocally. I mean, is he up to singing live? I mean, when was his last performance? 2 months ago, maybe, something like that, or
well, 1 month in November.
So I mean, he's busy shit then, really. So
he really dropped down. Like vocally. So the main reason for this podcast, obviously, we were kind of lucky that the song came out yesterday to have a couple of minutes to chat about it. But the main reason we said we'd do another one face to face and that, and try and keep it up, is to maybe get people to ask us questions. So we've wrote some down for ourselves, which we'll ask a couple of them if you want. And then obviously we've got some of the Twitter followers to ask us some. As I said, I've seen 2 or 3 of them, and they do seem pretty good, to be honest with you. So it'd be interesting to.
Well, should we go into the Twitter questions first?
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
We'll start off with. Okay, it's another one from James, JD Talk 666. Thoughts on the Hand era? Obviously, both had some amazing and crap shows. So, whether he's talking about live or the actual album or just you know, the era in general.
Have a Nice Day era for me. I loved the album when it came out.
Yeah, I did.
I still like it, but I don't think it stood for me. I wouldn't say it hasn't stood the test of time. It's probably wrong, but the songs now that I know it, like Bell's Last Cigarette and like Who Says I Never Liked. Like things like that. There's a few more fillers than what was previously. The shows, to me, this was where like my brother and a couple of his mates kind of stopped following the band this tour, because I felt that was I felt like 2002 was like a change in John, and then it really stood out. I felt on stage, as we've said in previous podcasts, like the whole show he was in the worst mood for whatever reason. There's obviously rumours about the reasons, but he was in a foul mood there. It just seemed like that was really a big change in the band. I don't know whether vocally, because before that they released this Left Feels Right, so did he see a decline in his vocals then? And I don't know. I've got very mixed feelings about Have a Nice Day era, to be honest with you. I only went to one show, but I said my brother really went off the band like drastically. He followed them all around the UK on the Bounce tour and the Have a Nice Day tour, and I think he ended up selling his last couple of tickets because he was just done. Everything was he knew what John was going to say in between each song. It was just
it was autopilot.
Very autopilot's the right way. He was just bored. I think he just got bored. So I've got mixed feelings about that tour, but some shows I still watch on YouTube and I go, I'd kill for that John. I'd kill for that band now. So I've got mixed feelings about it.
I think so. I think if you watch some of the TV shows as well, John just seems in a pissy mood. That word again. But he seems a little bit like just agitated or just not himself. Or I know he can be cranky at times, but I don't know. I think just the whole vibe of that like tour, the TV shows, the interviews he gave, he just seemed a little bit like preoccupied. Whether it coincided with the Richie thing, and I know a lot was going on with Richie's personal life and stuff. I don't know. I mean, the whole show was a joke. It was like so bad. The album itself, I enjoyed the album. I still like it. It's like a lot of the songs. Dirty Little Secret, that's a great song, fantastic song. His Cheese is Unbreakable. I love that song.
I love Nothing.
Nothing's a great song. It is.
I absolutely love that song. But they're 3 songs that we're in on, and it just shows that some choices that they make, because they're 3, I think, very good songs personally.
Even Novocaine, I think Novocaine's a great song.
Is, Story of My Life, I quite like, and I quite like it that, to be honest. Bells of Freedom I like. It gets slated a lot, but I don't mind it.
No, I quite like it myself. It's not, there's something missing from it, I think. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is, or whether it just feels a little bit too obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
bad song. I Want to Be Loved, that's a great song, great
Yeah.
little, you know, riff, the
Never
talk
forget
box.
hearing that for the first time. That was one, because obviously I'd heard Have a Nice Day, and then that was the next song, and I was like, this is the new one, like the
Yeah.
first song that I heard, that's different, and I was just like, yeah.
Here's one for you. So the released version of Have a Nice Day,
Yeah.
that or the demo where there was a breakdown and there was a slight change in lyrics and stuff.
See, I think because I got so used to the normal one, I did prefer the normal, but I love the demo as well.
Yeah.
But I think Have a Nice Day is a very good song,
It
honestly.
is.
And it still goes down well live. John can still perform it live as well, which I'm quite surprised at, because it is quite high in some parts, vocally demanding. Do you know what? That's what I miss about the band now, because we had Bells of Freedom as a demo as well. I think there was another one, might have been I Want to Be Loved. But we had demos, and I think since then we've had nothing.
No.
I think it was then, I don't remember any on Lost Highway, any demos anyway. There was a couple of B-sides like Lonely and that, but
Lonely's a great song.
yeah, another one that
Yeah.
got that. I think Lonely's one of the best ballads they've done in a long time.
So moody.
Yeah.
Right, another one here. So this is from EMI or EMI, and there's a load of numbers after it. I'm not going to read them out. What do you guys think about the bad reviews, comments on the band's social pages lately? Also on Unbroken, does it have any kind of impact on the band?
See, I don't really, because I've got the Bon Jovi page, I never really look, because the comments I'll get from whoever follows me. As I said, it seems very 50-50, but I just don't think John's bothered anymore.
So I wondered, I mean, do you think John actually, does he ever dip his toe in it and think, you know, what people are saying, or does he purposely stay away from it? Is he advised to? I'd imagine he is, but
I think he stays away from it, yeah. I reckon the likes of Phil X will look.
Yeah.
I think Shanks looks. But I don't think David Bryan does, or I think they just been in it that long, they'll do whatever it takes to get a bit of money now, and they'll just release it. I don't think John does, and as I say, I don't think he's that bothered anymore.
what do you think about the critical reviews, if they're poor, if they're slating the band, his vocals? Do you think John takes that to heart? Is he open to it? Is he, you know?
I don't know. I'm not saying he has got an ego, but I think ego gets in the way for him. I just think he thinks, well, because he'd never been the critic's darling, as they say. No. So I don't know whether he cares. As I said, it's been 35 years now that they've been in the business, so whether he's just like, well, we're still doing it. Because he seems to be more bothered about we're still selling albums, we're still number one in America, we're still selling Wembley Stadium out. Whatever he has to say about this song doesn't really bother me. That's the impression I get. But it could be someone behind the scenes who takes stuff to that, but I highly doubt it. Yeah. But do you reckon he does, or?
I don't think John, like you said, I think John probably stays clear.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to wonder whether Shanks would like take on board. Like, he gets a lot of like criticism for his production skills, and on the Bon Jovi albums at least. I wonder if he like pays attention to that. Does he take it on board? Is he bothered by it? I can imagine him reading it. You see, I think he's more in tune with social media. Do
you think he's another one that's ego, where it's like, well, I'm a number one Grammy Award winning producer? How do you know what's best for it? Could just be ego with them, which fair enough. Do you know what I mean? I say they know better than us. I think the fans know best. Personally, I've always said fans know best. Fans know you're delivering something for the fans. So
yeah, of course, yeah. See, the problem is, for every sort of like, where's the guitar solos, why the vocals poor, there's people saying this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Exactly, yeah.
If they're reading that, they're going to think, oh, well, fuck them idiots.
Exactly,
let's listen to them.
Exactly, that's exactly it. I think ego's got a lot to do with it.
Right, another one. Another one from James.
Yeah.
Talking about our favourite Bon Jovi shows we've been to, so shows we've seen live.
Mine's probably Dublin Night 2. As I said to you in the past, I remember Ollie went to Madison Square Garden and he got 2 back-to-back shows, and they were identical until the encore. And the reason I booked 2 nights at Dublin was because whenever Bon Jovi play 2 nights, there's always different songs.
Yeah.
So I was when he told me that, I was like, God, I didn't even think of that. And then obviously we got 6 different songs. I got to hear Roller Coaster again, which went down a storm there. John was in a fantastic mood. The outro to Sunday I'll Be Saturday Night was brilliant. We got like These Days, and that was just a really solid show. But one I think that goes unnoticed is the Palladium show. Like that for me, it was just different.
Yeah.
You know, John wasn't the front man that we know. He was just there singing, but it felt really, in a way. Remember 2017, John was just stood there at the mic.
Yeah.
And there was no movement, and we like, what the like, this isn't.
Yeah.
Like, with the Palladium, you kind of felt, no, this, it suits. It wouldn't suit John bombing it up and down. This feels, he's telling stories. He's in a really good mood. It wasn't. I don't think he was doing it because he couldn't be bothered. I think it was just like, right, this is for the album. I'll just stay here. I mean, I think he did it. Don't think he moved like bad medicine and that, but it worked. It worked doing like just staying rooted, and I loved it. I absolutely loved the Palladium show, and I hope that they do something like that again because it was just so different to. I've only ever seen them in a stadium, so it's totally different for me. You've been to better shows than I have, so.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I think my favourite show is, it's not the Wembley show, which you know a lot of people would probably kill for that.
Yeah.
As great as it was, my best show was my first show, which was the Birmingham NEC.
Yeah.
Just
what night at Wembley did you go? Sorry.
Saturday.
That 2 was it?
2, yeah. Friday, Saturday,
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I think Saturday was. I think they recorded Saturday.
Yeah.
Or was it Sunday? Maybe. I can't recall. I think they recorded Saturday. Yeah, they did. I think they recorded all 3, but I think the release was Saturday's show.
Was it? Because they knocked Michael Jackson off in the charts, used to be on a Sunday.
You might be right. It was, or did they mix the 2, perhaps? I don't know. Either, but it was the Saturday show anyway. Yeah. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was in the seats, so it wasn't the best atmosphere.
Yeah.
I was only young at the time.
Yeah.
But my best show was the first gig, so Birmingham NEC, and just the anticipation, the crowd. It was the loudness of it was so loud. It was ridiculous. My ears rang for days. The first intro, I believe they started out with, and the sort of drum build up to it, and then the bass guitar coming, and the bass you could hear it vibrate through your chest, and then Richie's guitar little riff, and then he had fireworks and stuff. And I mean, back in those days in the Keep the Faith, these days here, John was like a god to me. You know what I mean? He was like this like untouchable like super being. And that was the best gig. I think Keep the Faith tour for me, I think they were the band at the peak live, because they were trying to prove something. They'd had the success in New Jersey, they come back, the climate had changed, and I think John especially was just keen and eager to win over a new audience, a new sound. And that gig was my best moment live, I think.
Back in the day,
Yeah, I mean, it is literally night and day compared to what they are now, but okay, where are we? Have the band made good choices with singles? They've released other songs that fared better, and someone, Brett, Brett, 007 even, he always thought Wild as the Wind should have been a single.
Yeah, I don't reckon Wild as the Wind should have been a single.
Great song.
Unbelievable, it is, but I couldn't imagine it being released as a single, to be honest with you.
No, I can't. I mean, to be fair, I mean, why did they release Living in Sin? That was a strange single. That was the 5th single, I think, of New Jersey. And that had no place in the charts, really. It wasn't a catchy song, great song, but it wasn't, it wasn't like it was, I don't know, something you'd sing along to necessarily. Yeah,
that is an interesting one, actually. I didn't even think of Living in Sin. Yeah, probably out of the 2, I probably would have chose Wild as Wind.
Out of those 2, defo,
I think back in the day, the single choices, apart from maybe Living in Sin and maybe 1 or 2 more, like in the earlier, most of the single choices I think they got right. And I think obviously statistics prove that, but I'd say since maybe Bounce, I think that's where they've messed up a bit with the singles. So what did they least off Crushed and the Thank You for Loving Me, It's My Life, and Sailors and Souls, were they the only
One
ones?
More Night.
And One More Night, which I think that was a good choice.
See, I'm not a fan of the rework of the song. I prefer the original song.
The Crush version.
Yeah, compared to the actual single release.
I think it's a great song.
No, it's a fantastic song,
But I'd have released that second instead of Sayers and So. I think Love Me
Yeah, I think I
personally.
would have, yeah.
I think it just fits a bit more with It's
Yeah.
My Life, and then third and fourth, where the albums kind of everyone's listened to them. Bounce, I think they got it really wrong with Misunderstood and All About Loving You. I think they should have brought out Bounce.
Yeah.
I know the values about the Twin Towers, but something like Unbroken, they could have released that and all donations go to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was fitting for that time.
Yeah,
And
perfect it would have been.
I still, like, I remember a few years ago, and it's probably wrong of me to say, but I remember in 2011, I was like, right, it's been 10 years since I, like, release it and donate. Like, I don't know, it's such a good song.
Yeah.
And it went down really well live, and I remember to see the UK version, just blew me away. And yeah, I just think I think they got it wrong there, and then Make a Memory as the lead single just did not work for me at all. Not a bad song again, really good song, but he could have released We Got It Going On or Any Other Day, which on Any Other Day's one of my favourite songs, but We Got It Going On isn't, but it would have been something that
Let's say if the purpose is to, like, you know, promote, you know, to get someone to think, oh, that sounds catchy.
Yeah.
It's Bon Jovi, okay, they've got a new album. You want a song that's going to grab songs. If all you've got is that, like, little window on the radio of like 10 or 15 seconds before someone turns over to a different station, then you want something that's catchy. And like you said, We Got It Going On, as much as it's, you know, shit at times, you know, it is catchy, it's a bit fun, it's light-hearted, it's fun. Yeah, and I remember at the time, I was 14 when it came out, I loved it. Yeah. Because at that time, lyrics didn't bother me. No. It was catchy, so I liked it, as we just said there. But yeah, I do think, certainly now, that they do really get the single choices again, you know, The Circle had When We Were Beautiful, which I wouldn't have brought out as a single. And you know, obviously This House Not For Sale had a couple of songs that got released, but everyone had a video, so it's hard to say what got released or not. But When We Were Beautiful actually got its own video, and I was just like, nah, that's not a... If ever there was an album song, it's that. Yeah. It's not a single. It's just something. It's atmospheric. It's alright. It's okay, but no. It's not gonna get anyone in. I don't think that song. No. Okay. That's a good one from Rhino14. Do you think the band would be more suited to an arena tour next time, given John's vocal issues at times in Europe? I did anyway. Before This House Not For Sale got released, but then obviously being to all stadium shows, it didn't bother. Like, his voice, I thought, sounded alright to the shows we went to, so I don't really... I think the only reason I'd have an arena now is because if they say they tour next year, I think it's far too soon. Because how many tickets must you sell for the UK? 200,000, something like that, for the 4 or 5 shows, maybe more even, 250. Are they going to get 250,000 people going to see the shows again? No. I can't see it, so play Echo Arena or the O2 once and, you know, get it down to 80, 90, 100,000. See, that's the worry for me. If they play big stadiums again and there's half capacity, the lull in the atmosphere is going to expose John terribly. He needs that crowd interaction to be able to feed off, cover his vocals a little bit because everyone's singing. If it's fucking like a graveyard in there, he's going to sound fucking awful. Exactly. Yeah, vocally I don't think, unless that obviously happened, vocally I don't think stadiums or arenas matter at the moment, but as I said, if it's half empty, it'd be worrying. Yeah. Really worrying. 100%. And I was surprised at how well they done this tour, I'll be honest. I know they had 6 years, but the album was 3 years ago. At the same time, nothing's been current, but like nothing's got a new generation in, as it, of Bon Jovi fans like It's My Life did or nothing, so I was surprised at how well they've done this year. So you never know, but if they tour next year and they're selling for 90 quid again, there's not going to be 250,000 people going to see them with it. And I'd find it hard to get 4 or 5 in again. Yeah. With how much they are. And I think the breakdown should be real. If he wants to tour again quickly, then it's either 3 or 4 arenas or 1 big stadium, maybe 2 at a maximum. And then you might be able to get close to capacity and, like, you know, do justice to it. But if he does like 4 or 5, then it's going to be it'll be terrible. It'll be a disaster. It would, okay, there's another one here from Emiliano Fran. Probably murdered that name there. Okay, the question is, which style fits more with the classic Bon Jovi sound? John Shanks or Phil X? When John Shanks does live the outro guitar solo in God Bless, it sounds to me more bluesy than Phil's outro in This House Is Not For Sale. John Shanks playing, it's kind of rock and blues, and Phil X is more of a metal, grunge, alternative sound. So which sound is more
that's a good
suited?
question.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I think they're just two different. You'll know better than me because you play guitar. From my ears, they're just two different guitarists.
Yeah.
It's like saying Bobby and Richie.
Yeah.
To me, you know, they were two completely different guitarists. I mean, I can't imagine John Shanks playing the Lay Your Hands on Me solo.
No.
You know what I mean? Or Phil X is more suited for him. So I just think the difference. In terms of classical sound, I don't think any of them are. It's Richie. Do you know what I mean? Like as stupid as that sounds, and I know that Richie wasn't part of that question, but if you're going for the classic sound, then you need Richie back.
Yeah.
None of them can pull off that classic sound. It does sound different. So yeah, I think they're just two completely different guitarists.
Yeah, I think Phil's like, you know, the drills and his own like solo stuff is nothing like Bon Jovi. No. So I think he can play in the Bon Jovi sound, but all he's doing is following orders.
Yeah.
I think Shanks is probably more on paper. Yeah, he could probably slide into a Bon Jovi machine better. Yeah. Because he's more safe. Yeah. And Phil's a bit more wild and like eccentric and stuff like that. But yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think in terms of the sound, both of them are just covering what was Richie. Yeah. Neither are doing a great job of it. They're just doing a competent job.
Doing it,
Not their fault, but Richie's got like such a unique style to the band. Yeah. And his vocals and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I'd like to see Phil like explore that more eccentric side in the Bon Jovi side.
I would,
You know, some more strange riffs and like little guitar runs and bits like that. Yeah. And by the sound of it, that's not going to be the case. He's going to be like, you know, contained again. Yeah. But it's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah. That's it. I think that's all the questions we got from there.
Oh, is it? Yeah. So we said that we'd ask a few to each other. So did you manage to get any down or?
Yeah, there's a few. Start from 5 back to 1, I think. So John's best vocal delivery, studio and live.
Studio and live. Live. Something to Believing's up there always. Do you know what? I'll be there for you as well. I mean, now it's not nowhere near as powerful, but like I remember 2010, 2011, I absolutely loved it live. Loved it. And I don't think I got it in my show at the time. I don't think. And I was gutted because I thought live it was just, they just kind of with the ad-libs, they had the ad-libs on at that time. Obviously Richie had stopped singing it, and I think Richie just got a bit stale. Yeah. When he was singing it, I wanted something different from Richie. I don't think These Days Fit was his best choice, to be honest. But yeah, I'll be there for you's up there. Lie to Me from 95, Florida 95 or 96, I think it's 95, was unbelievable. That one will forever be up there. Yeah, probably them, to be honest with you. Studio, again, Something to Believe in, Santa Fe, Hey God. To be honest, most things from the These Days album. Love's the Only Rule live, I think his vocal delivery as well there. Yeah. It just got me. It didn't sound obviously what he used to, but he just felt like he loved the song, and every night he put 100% into it. But yeah, studio probably Something to Believe in, Hey God, them type of songs.
Yeah, to me. What song would you try and use to persuade someone who hates the band that they aren't shite? You know, there's something good about them.
I remember saying once that Born Again Tomorrow for my mate, I remember playing it, and he was a fan of The Killers, well, like The Killers, and I pretended that Born Again Tomorrow was by The Killers, and he loved it. So that was one that I think it's the currents, isn't it? It's that you wouldn't think it's Bon Jovi really, apart from obviously John's voice, but you wouldn't really know it's Bon Jovi just with the beat and that. Yeah. We Don't Run, I think, definitely. I just think it gets you. Do you know what? Even This House Is Not For Sale isn't not a million miles away from when people say they love like Prayer and that. I don't think it's got that Jovi sound. It's a Jovi lead single, so yeah, probably something like that, to be honest with you. Yeah. Maybe Bounce.
Yeah. So I think I'd sort of lean towards something like My Guitar Lies Bleeding, something which is not unusual for us because we know they can deliver that, but I think someone who listens to the band that only singles, you know, Living on a Prayer, Bad Name, It's My Life, there's more depth to a song like My Guitar Lies Bleeding, and I think that might surprise someone.
Do you know another one? This got me, like, me dad, I remember playing darts in here with my dad, and I just had music on shuffle, made a little playlist. Who Would You Die For, come on. And my dad was like, is this Bon Jovi? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, that's good, this.
Yeah.
And he loved to Keep the Faith album, but he loves, like, It's My Life and that. But he's never really been a massive fan of them. And for him to say that about a studio song, like
Song.
yeah, I was like, yeah, it's like off the second to last album. He's like,
definitely.
yeah, it sounds good and that. And I was like, yeah, maybe that's another one where, because John does sound great on that. I think I absolutely love his vocals on that.
That's one thing that I've always found a bit odd, where people say Bon Jovi and like the samey, everything's the same.
Yeah.
Because they've got so many like diverse songs in the catalogue. I know a lot of the lead singles are samey, and like there's a lot of like, you know, repetition in terms of, you know, My Life, Live My Life, and all that sort of paper. But you know, the songs like that range from like anything from like bluesy up to like heavy rock, metal, and anything in between.
You only have to listen as well. They've got a country album. This Left Feels Right. Keep the Faith, which kind of changed from like the hair metal, whatever it was called back then. That kind of had to change. Then These Days was like a dark album. I do think that they have. And then they got like It's My Life with the pop type. I do think that the music
over the career
has differed. And I know that's probably why my dad doesn't mind them, because Bowie, he's a massive fan of Bowie. Everything was different. Every album he was, whether it was like pop, rock, blues, jazz, whatever, he always done something. I think that's why he kind of respects Bon Jovi a bit more, because alright, they gave it a go, didn't make, but at least they've had the balls to do it. And that's one thing I will credit the band for. They actually have gave something a go.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Especially Keep the Faith, that was a massive chance. Okay, last one for me. Name a band or artist you wish the band or John had collaborated with.
It like obviously obvious choice would be like Bowie. People, I don't know how that would have worked, because they are two different. But currently, Robbie Williams definitely. I just think I know Robbie's a fan. John seemed to be a fan of Robbie's work, or made it sound like he acknowledged it anyway. And I just think with Robbie he does duets quite a fair bit on some albums, and he doesn't even release them, but on his albums there's always duets with people, like, and I just think that would have been, I'd have loved that. And I think the two, Robbie Williams is still quite current, still sells stadiums out, Bon Jovi still sells stadiums out. I think something like that could maybe get Bon Jovi back into people's radar, you know, maybe get an audience, different audience like Robbie Williams was, and maybe pull them in. I'd love that. Who would you have as for a duet?
Really?
Because your music differs, doesn't it? You quite like the heavier sound.
I mean, I like guitar. I mean, I like all sorts, but I do like sort of like, you know, your Metallica, Megadeth.
See, I love like Auschwitz, but that would never work for me. And I just imagine a Robbie Williams and a Bon Jovi once. I don't know why.
Well, I think you're right, because I can imagine that, because they're not too far apart.
Yeah, they're quite pop rocky.
Like they can both like sort of like, you know, cross over if you like. Robbie could do a rock song. Bon Jovi definitely can do pop songs. That'd be pretty good. That. I don't know really. I think back in the day, I'd love something like Bon Jovi and Bryan Adams, but I think that's so similar. I used to love Bryan Adams. His early stuff was amazing. First 4 or 5 albums were great. Really good. I don't know. I mean, the duets they've done with Leanne Rams, Jennifer Nettles, and there's someone else I can't recall, but they're okay.
Do you know another one I'm surprised has never been done? Pink.
Yeah.
She loves
Literally, she used to love John.
I'm surprised because she's done a few duets, and I'm surprised that she's never asked even just John to say, listen, can you sing a verse on this? Maybe she hasn't, he's refused, but I think that would work as well, because she's very current. She's selling stadiums all around. She done very similar shows to Bon Jovi this tour, so when Bon Jovi played Anfield, she was there like 2 days after and things like that. So
wasn't there a song, or there was meant to be like a recording session with Avicii? And I know he passed away, but I don't know if that was ever done or...
No, I remember John said in an interview, it's about 2 years ago, and it was the same station with the Robbie Williams one actually, and I think he said that they recorded it, but it just wasn't. And I don't think it ever got like recorded, if that makes sense. I think he maybe gave the vocals, but it never, nothing ever happened after that, so I don't even think it's even in like Avicii, like the, what's it called?
The Vaults.
The Vaults, yeah. I don't think it's even in things like that. My questions?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask a few. So, one is, you've been a fan for, how many years have you been a fan?
Since, well, I remember listening to Slippery about 6 months or 12 months after it came out.
Yeah.
I bought New Jersey when it came out,
Yeah.
so yeah, from like 87,
Over 30 years,
yeah.
So you've been a fan for over 30 years, and obviously the band are nowhere near what they used to be.
No.
And that's obvious for anyone to see. Again, it's not a criticism, but like, we got the song yesterday and we're a bit like, do you know what I mean, a bit underwhelmed. So why are you still a fan of the band? Because for me, if like certain artists, when they release something bad, a couple of times I go, or something that I'm not as big a fan of, I go, not really into that, do you know what I mean? And they kind of go to the side of it.
Yeah.
But what's made Bon Jovi stick with you? Why are you still a fan, even though it's nowhere near what it used to be?
Yeah.
And they've only got half a band.
That's it, yeah. I mean, because Richie was a big part of the band for me, because he's why I wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's such a great guitarist, singer. I think it's just because, you know, it's personal. They're your band, they're my band. You know, to me, they are my band.
Yeah.
You know, and they had such a part of my childhood growing up, you know what I mean, all through school, and I can attach so many sort of memories and experiences to like a Bon Jovi song, or like an era, or like I don't know, just things I can relate to the band that had like a reference to my life. You know? I think a little bit. It's probably like, maybe it's sort of like tribal, like with the football team.
Yeah, exactly.
I support Everton, who were terrible, but you know, my football team.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll always stick with them regardless, no matter how poor they are. They had good times, now they've got terrible times now, or bad times. But I think with Bon Jovi, it's a bit like that. And like, for me, I'm always hopeful that there might be that like turning point where we might get that one album or the one song which blows us away and think, that's the band, that's Bon Jovi, that's John, that's what I remember. I'm holding out, I'm holding out for that, and maybe that's keeping me interested. I don't know. I can't ever see me not following the band.
Yeah.
I can see me perhaps not going to see them live in the near future if he deteriorates anymore.
Yeah.
But I think I'll always keep an interest in what they're doing, and I'll always listen to an album and buy it, stuff like that.
I'm gonna change one of the questions I planned, because you've just mentioned a point there. You're always hopeful that an album has got something that still draws you in, or still makes you go wow. For me, I remember, like I said, Who Would You Die For? For me was like, wow. Like, I just remember the outro, like just the shout at the end. I was just like, I wanted more, like in a good way.
Yeah.
What was the last one for you? Wow, wait there. So what was the question there? So, like I say, obviously the batteries just went then. So, what was the question that we asked there? I can't even think. Burning Bridges had Who Would You Die For me.
Okay.
Like, that was a real standout song.
Yeah.
Did This House Is Not For Sale for you have any?
Standout songs.
You know, one that made you go like, wow, like...
Do you know what it did initially? And
I know what you're going to say.
I don't think you do, you know.
Oh, go
well,
on.
you might, maybe, I don't know, but the song that got me when I listened to it, and I think I listened to it on, I think you sent me a link to the album before it was... Yeah. And I listened to it, and you didn't, you waited till it came out, didn't you? And I listened to it before you. Yeah. And the song, I remember lying in bed with my earphones and listening to it, and the song that really I thought, wow, they're back. And like, in hindsight, they're not. Like, it wasn't that, but it was Scars.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. When I listened to that with earphones on, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Yeah. Just the melody and like the lyrics and like everything about it. It just, I thought, wow, that's really like really like classic Bon Jovi. That. In hindsight, it's just an okay song really, but off This House Is Not For Sale. I don't know really. No, I'll tell a lie. I think Living With a Ghost. Yeah, that's actually a good one. Yeah. That sort of that breakdown. Where John was talking about his knees and stuff. That was fantastic. Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that was live, and I was just like it was just.
Did he drop to his knees and all?
No.
Did he not do that? No, I thought he did.
This is at the Palladium. He was literally just there. No, he didn't, but I wish he did, because I think he'd done that in Australia, didn't he? And just again, it adds a bit more. Yeah. The one for me on This House Not For Sale was in Temple.
Of course.
Not the shout. Listening back now, it's nowhere near
What it was.
as like wow as when I first heard it. And I don't know if it's because I'm used to it, but it's not as like raspy as I imagined like at first thought. But that for me, I was just like, oh, that's at least he's had the balls. And that's the thing, live, it's nowhere near like that. So it doesn't really matter like what he's doing in the studio and live. Third one, has there been like any embarrassing, like where you've literally gone, oh my god, like what the fuck is going on here? Either TV performance or and live.
Live, yeah. Live would be like whole. The whole show was just a.
You know, while he was there, did you realise it was that bad, or did you come home and go,
no, well,
he did that, do you know what I mean?
While I was there, I went with my cousin, and I think we were about 2 or 3 rows from the front.
Yeah.
So we were really close, and you could just, in between songs, we were looking at each other like saying, "Fuck's going on?" Because just the whole John's whole like demeanour was, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
His attitude was terrible.
Yeah.
I think he barely spoke to the crowd for like fucking X amount of songs. It was just silence in between songs, and when he did speak, it was like just. I think he warmed up a little bit halfway through or towards the end, but the stink eye was out in full force. He was giving everyone daggers. He was mouthing off to the side of the road crew, and he kept spitting on the floor, and it was awkward. It didn't feel like a show. It felt like he was counting down the time until he could fuck off.
Yeah. And
like the crowd felt it. You know what I mean? It was one of those gigs you wanted it to end. You just wanted it to finish. Yeah. That was dead awkward. Then like live TV, the one that stands out for me is the X Factor show where he did Living on a Prayer with all the X Factor contestants, and John just looked dead awkward, and like I thought, why is he had to drop down to this level with these nobodies to get a bit of exposure on TV? You know, once upon a time he could sing that song and he could belt it out, and it was like you get like 60,000 people on the feet, and that was just awkward like TV viewing for me. That.
I don't know what the thought process was behind that, because in 2010 his vocals weren't bad. No. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they weren't bad. Was it because he just wanted a bit more publicity and he thought, this will get it? Or, but then, as you said, Living on a Prayer on its own will sell itself, and it was for the Greatest Hits album, which sold itself. It went to number 2, I think. Then Cheryl Cole, who was at the X Factor at the time, obviously beat them. So there was no. They could have played Living on a Prayer on their own, or done like a little medley of, you know, what they've done on like the certain shows with like It's My Life. You know, if they want to Greatest Hits, this is our 3 or 4. I just didn't get. I didn't get the X Factor contestants.
No, it was one of those performances I couldn't wait till it ended.
Yeah.
You know, I'd never watch it back again, and I definitely wouldn't say to someone, "Yeah, watch that."
Yeah.
You know.
One that you've asked me in the past. I'm going to actually flip it to you. What's the one lyric that stands out for you?
Oh my god, that's like impossible, really.
Yeah.
There's literally so many that like resonate with me. God, I really couldn't. I mean, top of my head, I really couldn't. I mean, there's some that I think are really like, not like poetic, but like just. Like they really like the way it flows and like the meaning behind it. There's that little breakdown in It's Hard Letting You Go. Yeah. The tarot card sharks. You know that sort of like 3 or 4 lines, and I think it's the way it's delivered as well. But like if you just read it on paper, you can understand what he means and what he's saying. You know, he's speaking in metaphors. He's not saying it like literally, but I think that really stands out. Mate, there's so many. I really couldn't like pinpoint a song. There's so many lyrics which are just like really. I love the lyrics on Bed of Roses as well. There's some fantastic lyrics there. I'm gonna do one more.
I'm gonna do one more.
Great.
I'm gonna do one more. So, this isn't one that I even had planned, to be honest with you. But you just said there about like wow factor type things. It's. At the moment, obviously Bon Jovi, with how the tour went and vocally in that, it's probably never been as low expectations as what it has been. Can you see yourself having another wow moments, whether it's on the album or even live? Because I think live this year, to say wow moments, I can't really think of wow. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there was nothing that was like wow. No. But as I said on This House Not For Sale, there was 1 or 2 who were like, see,
Do you know what? I'm gonna like go out on a limb. I'm gonna say, yeah. I think we will get, even if it's not like a full song. I think there'll be a passage in a song, whether it's an outro, an intro, or like I don't know, like after the guitar solo, or a little interlude part. I think there'll be a part of a song coming up that we'll all think, wow.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, Unbroken at the start did make me go, wow.
Yeah.
But not in...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
just
like,
caught you by surprise.
Yeah. Not like a Living with the Ghost where you go, that was...
Yeah, because I think, I mean, to be fair, that part in Living with the Ghost, that little breakdown part, that did make me go, what, David's keys and stuff like that. That was a wow
so
moment,
well.
it was.
Yeah, that's like... That's the bridge, like that's a breakdown, that's the bridge that John's good at.
Yeah.
And I think obviously Unbroken didn't have that with the bridge where it was still good, but you wanted something where it was like, because I think like the intro, as you said, the intro while it was, that music with a bit of music, lyrics over it or something could have been the fitting thing to go. But I think I'm the same as you. I think we will still get something because they've still got it as we see them. They've still got something to give. Yeah. It's just not as fluent as...
I'm not convinced that John has lost his songwriting talent.
No.
John's lost his songwriting. John's lost his song delivery.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I think he can still write a good song. And a good song in the 80s became a great song because of the way he could sell the song. He could sing it in Richie's harmonies and whatever else. But I think now, especially now he's just by himself, there's no Richie to like compliment him. I think he can still write good. There's still passages of good songwriting, I should say, but I don't think he can deliver them the way it could elevate a song into being great.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's my worry.
Yeah, I think as I said, there's something still there, and we will get it again. And I think, as I said, that Unbroken hasn't made me less excited for the album, but it certainly hasn't made me go, I can't wait for it now. Because I'm scared in case there's 2 or 3 songs that are like that, and if you get 2 or 3 that are very similar, you kind of go, that's like a third, fourth of the album of stuff that needs something else to it. And I said if that was on Burning Bridges or something where it was an unreleased album, you kind of go, actually, it's alright, that song, but I think because we've kind of thought this might be the first single of the new album, we don't know if it is or not. You just kind of a bit like,
I mean, not to take too much, from what Phil X always says, because, he can talk a bit of shit.
Yeah.
But, he was asked the question, I think he gave an honest answer when he was asked, what album do you prefer?
Yeah.
Either the previous album or the current one or the one that's about to come out. And he said the current one. Yeah. And that's interesting to me, that.
Yeah.
The fact he would, because I don't think he'd lie.
No, that's one thing I was going to say. Actually, I don't think, I think he's told what to say,
what
to
he shouldn't say,
and what he shouldn't. Yeah. But I think the Q&A when he actually is, because he could just easily skip someone's question.
Exactly.
It's not face to face where he has to do it. Yeah. And I do actually think, and I think because he's got more input into it, I think he's a bit more excited for it than.
But didn't he say one of the reasons why he preferred the newer stuff, or the new album coming out, was it was more dark? Did he say, or more moody?
Yeah, I think he said something along them lines. Yeah, I think it had a different vibe to This House Is Not For Sale. And I can kind of imagine why, because I still felt that This House Is Not For Sale was like, we've come back again. This is the first one without Richie. Yeah. We haven't done an album for 3 years. Obviously, I know this will be 4 years when this album comes out, but they've toured massively, so they haven't been away for a while, and they've already done one without Richie. So I think this is just a continuation. So I think this could be a different type of album to This House Not For Sale in that sense.
Let's hope so, mate.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll end the podcast there.
Yeah, good stuff.
Finally.
Yeah, can't always.
Nice one for that.